Hello and welcome back to the Geordie Pig Investor channel. Today we have our December 2024 dividend update. I'm going to take you through all the stocks that paid me in the month of December, the final month of the year. We're going to have a little look at a wrap up, see how much money I made across the entire year, see how I performed and how it's compared to the start of the year. And I'm going to take you through every single stock that has paid me this month in my best ever month for receiving dividends, the most amount I've ever received to date. So if we have a quick look at the portfolio and see how it's performed over the last month, at the start of December, we had a portfolio value of £32,053, which was actually an 8.98% return. Unfortunately, this month has been a little bit of a down month for the markets, and we have now only got a return of 5.88%. But we were still able to add over £2,500 to the portfolio's overall value, and it is now valued at £34,749. And due to the fact that there was a little bit of a dip in the market, that meant I was able to add this much capital into the portfolio and pick out some stocks that I believed were a little bit undervalued and get them on a bit of a discount. So I was actually very happy to see that little bit of a market correction, because I was able to get a little bit more money into the market this month, and the portfolio value is creeping up close to that £35,000 mark now, as we should hit that at the start of next year. Let's have a look at the stocks that paid me in the month of December. So the first one being VUSA Stock, ticker V. I own 8 shares of VUSA at an average cost per share £211.84. So my current value of holding is £2,051.45, meaning I've returned over £380 on the stock currently, and have actually received over £6.60 in dividend payments, meaning overall we are up £393.57. VUSA pay a dividend 4 times per year, have a very low dividend yield at 0.74%, but have a very nice 5-year dividend growth rate at 15.41%. And out of that £6.61, I actually received £3.11 from VUSA this month. So this means that our overall December dividend total so far is £3.11. The second stock to pay me in the month of December was BAE Systems, stock ticker BA. I have 71 shares and average cost per share £12, and my current value of holding is £822.53. I'm currently down 3.3% in the position, and I've actually been adding a lot of this stock into my portfolio over the last month because it has dipped quite significantly over the last month, and I do believe it is at a very nice price right now. I did receive £4.40 in dividend payments from this company. So overall, we are down £23.63. They pay a dividend twice per year, have a very steady dividend yield at 2.67%, and a fairly nice 5-year dividend growth rate at 6.46%. And we did receive £1.69 from them this month. This means my overall December dividend total is £4.80. The third stock to pay me in the month of December was Louis Vuitton, stock ticker MC. I currently own 3.7 shares of Louis Vuitton at an average cost per share £507.95. My current value of holding is £1,938.96, so we are up £51.80 or 2.74%. We have received £11.62 in dividend payments, so overall we're up £63.42. Louis Vuitton do pay a dividend 4 times per year. They have a dividend yield at 2.06%, have a 5-year dividend growth rate at 18.28%, and I have received all of that £11.62 this month from them, as I only recently bought into the stock. Overall for December, this means we have received £16.42, and this is one I'm very bullish on long term, especially with their extremely high dividend growth rate. The next stock to pay me in the month of December was JP Morgan Global Equity Premium, stock ticker JEGP. I currently have 30 shares of this stock and average cost per share at £20.88. My current value of holding is £619.05, so we're actually down at £7.23 or 1.15% on the current position. But we have received £3.62 in dividend payments, so overall we're only down about £3.61. They do pay a dividend every single month, and the reason I've added these into the portfolio is due to that very high dividend yield being 7.69%. They don't have a 5-year dividend growth rate, as this stock has only just come onto the market late last year, so it hasn't been on the market long enough to determine what that 5-year dividend growth rate would be. So it'll be very interesting to see when they do increase that dividend, to see how much they are increasing it per year. Out of that £3.62, we did receive £2.78 this month, so overall for December we're up £19.20 in dividend payments. The next stock that paid me in the month of December was Chevron, stock ticker CVX. I do currently have 6.5 shares of Chevron, and at an average cost per share £116.23. This means my overall value of holding is £748.99. I'm currently up 1.2% on the position, and I have received £14.23 in dividend payments, so overall we're up £23.13. Chevron pay a dividend 4 times per year, have a very nice dividend yield at 4.52%, and they have a very nice dividend growth rate as well at 6.49%. I received £6.21 from Chevron this month, bringing my overall December dividend total to £25.41. The next stock to pay me in the month of December was actually my lowest paying dividend, and that was from Microsoft, stock ticker MSFT. We do only have 0.96 shares of the stock right now, an average cost per share £311.05. My current value of holding is £336.06, so we're up a tasty 13% on the position, and have received £1.49 in dividend payments since owning this stock, so overall my position is up £41.01. They pay a dividend 4 times per year, have a dividend yield at 0.76%, and have a 5-year dividend growth rate at 10.26%, being only 53p from this stock, but it is better than nothing, and I do believe this company is going to continue growing at a very, very good rate over the long term, and it is more of a growth stock play rather than a dividend play. So overall for December, we have received £25.94. The next stock to pay me in the month of December was our trusty Realty Income, stock ticker O. We now actually have 18 shares as I've started adding back into the stock with the price coming down close to $52 now. I paid an average cost per share £42.29, so my current value of holding is £764.88. I'm only just in the green with the stock now being up 1.14%, but we have received now £27.10 in dividend payments, so overall we're up £35.71. Like I mentioned every single video, they pay a dividend every single month, and right now their yield is so attractive, being close to 6%, and they do still have a solid 5-year dividend growth rate above the rate of inflation at 3.49%, and I did receive £2.37 from them this month. That means my overall December dividend total is now £28.31. The next stock to pay me in the month of December was Google, stock ticker GOOG. I currently own 3.15 shares, an average cost per share at £122.94. My current value of holding is now worth £624.71, so I'm actually up over 30% on the position, being up £127.12. I received 65p in dividend payments from this company, and they pay a dividend 4 times per year with a very small dividend yield that is at 0.4%. Again, with Google, they don't have a 5-year dividend growth rate because they haven't been paying a dividend for long enough. And I actually received only 42p from Google this month. So this stock actually paid me less than Microsoft did. So between the two of them, they were my 2 lowest paying stocks this month. Overall for December, we have now received £28.73. Next up on the list is a British stock, which is Royal Dutch Shell, stock ticker SHEL. I currently have 46 shares of Shell at an average cost per share £25.54. My current value of holding is £1,117.34, and we are slightly down on the position, being down 4.87% or £57.24. We have received £21.40 dividend payments, so overall we are down £35.84. They do pay a dividend 4 times per year, have a dividend yield at 4.45%, and their 3-year dividend growth rate is very healthy at over 20%. I received £10.18 from Shell this month, bringing my overall December dividend total to £38.91. The next stock to pay me in the month of December was BP PLC, stock ticker BP, a stock that's very similar to Shell, and I do have 279 shares of BP at an average cost per share £4.51. My current value of holding is £1,063.69, and that means I am down close to £200 on the position, but similarly to Shell, I am still bullish on these long term, as I believe the prices are very volatile and they will fluctuate up and down over time, but with them paying such a good dividend yield and also having a good dividend growth rate, I'm very happy to continue to invest into these types of stocks. I have received £44.58 from BP, so overall we are down £149.31. Their dividend is also 4 times per year, and they have a dividend yield at 6.61% and a 3-year growth rate at over 14%. From that £44.58, I did receive £17.57 this month from them, bringing my overall December dividend total to £56.48. The first of my ETFs to pay me in the month of December was the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, stock ticker VUSA. I have just shy of 58 shares, an average cost per share £76.44. So my current value of holding is £5,235.90. I dollar cost average into this stock every single week, and my current return on the position is just over £800 or just over 18%. I've received over £40 dividend payments from Vanguard, bringing my overall total to over £840. They pay a dividend 4 times per year and have a dividend yield at 1.02%, with a 5-year dividend growth rate of 5.32%. The dividends I received from this month was £13.10 as my biggest ever payment from them, bringing my overall December dividend total to now £69.58. The next stock to pay me in the month of December was a Vanguard FTSE All-World ETF, stock ticker VWRL. I currently have 28.1 shares of this stock at an average cost per share £95.96. The current value of holding is £3,113.56, meaning I'm up over £400 in the position or over 15%. I've received over £40 dividend payments from this stock, so overall we're up to £465.54. They also pay 4 times per year, have a slightly higher yield than the S&P 500 being at 1.52%, but a slightly lower 5-year dividend growth rate at only 3.74%. I received just over £10 from this month, bringing my overall December dividend total to £79.61. Final stock to pay me in the month of December was another ETF, and this is the Vanguard FTSE Developed World ETF, stock ticker VEVE. I've actually recently swapped from investing into VWRL into VEVE instead, because I just prefer the allocation of stocks in this particular ETF. So my position is now up to 21.89 shares, and average cost per share £81.38. The current value of holding is £1,878.84, so we are up just shy of £100 on the position, or 5.46%. We have received £7.72 in dividend payments from this stock, meaning overall we're up £105.03. They pay a dividend 4 times per year, have a dividend yield at 1.51%, and a 5-year dividend growth rate of 4.47%. From that £7.72, we received £5.50 from them this month. This brings my overall December dividend total to my highest ever dividend was received in a month, which is £85.11. Now we're going to have a look at the whole of 2024, see how we performed from the start of it back in January all the way through December, and see the total amount that I received for this year. As you can see, back in January we received a dividend of £6.51, and it has been steadily increasing since then, and we ended the year on a high, receiving £85.11. Across the year we received 3 months of over £70 in dividend payments, and we had 6 months at over £50 in dividend payments. And as I look at the projection for 2025, we are going to have every single month over £50 now, which is such amazing progress considering we were receiving just £6 back in January this year. So to now be at over £50 minimum for every single month in the year of 2025, it's very exciting to see the portfolio continue to grow, and hopefully we're going to get our first £100 month in the year 2025. Overall, we actually received £564.05 in dividends, and that is after paying the taxes on the US stocks. And if you aren't aware of it, if you do own UK stocks, you'd never pay any tax within an ISA, even on the dividends received. So all the UK stocks that I own, I paid 0 tax on, and there is a 15% withholding tax on the US stocks that I do own. So you do have to pay that, but any profits after that are all tax-free in the ISA. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know how your stocks have performed throughout 2024 and how many dividend payments you received. I'm very much looking forward to continuing tracking my progress into 2025 and seeing the portfolio and snowball effect really take place, and seeing how much the portfolio will grow in the year 2025. If you've enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks for watching. This is the Geordie Pig Investor, over and out.